Hi there, and welcome to the next episode of Emma Anaïse Talks. This podcast was actually just for me, all my thoughts. And today, I think this is the boldest podcast that I recorded so far. And literally, this podcast is about how I'm becoming a millionaire by 30, even though I'm doing nothing right now because I'm on a sabbatical, you know? And this episode is not about money. Well, it is a little bit, but it's more about what money actually represents. Like it gives you freedom, growth, believe in yourself, and breaking free from a life that is actually not aligned. Because I wanted to record this because I want to just finally say it out loud. I've been sitting with this dream for years, but now in September, I'm getting closer to 27, and I realized if I want to become a millionaire by 30, I actually have 3 years left. And that's wild. And it's not just about the money. It's about proving to myself that I'm actually capable of stepping into the version of me that I've always known I could be. And the first thing that I want to talk about is that I know I can't become a millionaire by staying in my 9 to 5, even though I love certain aspects. Aspects? How do you say that? Aspects? Aspects? Oh my God. Yeah. Even though I love certain things in my job, I just know deep down it's not for me, because I remember after every holiday, I had the thought of, is this really it? Like, am I going to do this for the next 10 or 30 years? Like, if you're going on a holiday, you got like snapped out of the system and you got like all the freedom that you want. And then suddenly you go back to the system. But that's a bit torture, don't you think? And even though I also started my content business last year, I was doing it also next to my full-time job. Like, it felt like I was half in my main job and then like half in my side hustle. And I would work late. I had like the 9 to 5 and a 5 to 9. And I was feeling burned out, but not like from the jobs, but just because of the misalignment in like my whole life, you know? And then I would still judge myself for not growing fast enough or like not doing enough. And that tension actually made me realize if you want to go big, like really big, you can't keep one foot in the comfort. You need space, and you need like mental space, creative space, and also time. And let's be honest, I also needed like the guts, and I didn't have that last year. Like starting my business, okay, yeah, for sure, but leaving, that was actually, yeah, that asked like a lot of guts. And I thought, like, before I left and I had my 9 to 5 job and I was like working for 3.5 years, I thought being a good savior, like a saver, would actually bring me freedom. And I had a steady job, I was saving, and I had my side hustle. And I told myself that I was building something. But in reality, I was actually just delaying my dream. And that setup of a 9 to 5 and then my 5 to 9, it was slowly draining me. And I realized that if I want to live like in full alignment, I can't keep playing safe in environments that actually weren't built for my dreams. And that's, I think, also the reason why I left. And that's also why I chose to bet on myself and maybe finally starting to trust myself. And to come back to the side hustles, I think A side hustle, it isn't meant to stay small. It's meant to become a main thing. But I have the feeling most people with a side hustle, they are actually stuck in the hustle and not being profitable. And that's also why I don't believe in that concept anymore of having a 9 to 5 and a side hustle. But maybe that's something I can talk about in another episode. And that's like what I want to say now. It's that I don't have the millionaire mindset yet, and that's okay. That's also literally why I'm on this journey. And I had a huge turning point when I took the sabbatical. It was like, it wasn't just about travel or escaping my job, but it was about a deep reset. And honestly, even now, I still catch myself playing small. And yeah, this year, I just want to shift all of my beliefs. And taking a sabbatical, leaving everything behind, it has been terrifying. And I know this version of me needs inner work more than outer success right now. I'm healing, I'm learning so many things right now. And I'm also building a version of me that is already actually in me, but I need to show her more often, I would say. And yeah, becoming that version of me, it's like mentally, emotionally, and energetically, these kind of things I have to control first before I start the goal of becoming a millionaire, you know? And I had to unlearn so many old beliefs and also building new ones. And I've made like a sort of, how do I say, like a millionaire mindset 2.0. And it's not about money, it's about alignment. And there's actually like a study about that you have like 4 steps to become in your full alignment. And the questions that I ask myself a lot right now is that, first, do I actually have enough energy for this? The second question that I'm asking myself is this aligned with my values? And if you don't know what your values are, just start there. Like, what are my values? Like, what do I accept and what don't I accept from other people? The third thing is that, does this support my vision? And the last question is, my decision, is it coming from a place of belief or fear? And these 4 pillars are actually guiding me through choices I have to make, even when I'm like traveling and making content and like, yeah, I'm using these in daily life. And every time I say no to something that drains me or yes to something that expands me, I'm stepping into the version of me that already has like a wealthy mindset. Now, if this, like all this system work and yeah, I don't know, it's maybe a bit lot to talk about in a podcast, but if you think this is interesting and you also want to work on your mindset for whatever goal you have, last month I had a trial with a small group of people where we did like a 30-day challenge, and I called it the journey of becoming, where we put the mind and the body in alignment. And even though we all had like ups and downs, or we didn't do every day of the challenge, the most important part is actually that you keep continuing with it. So if you think that sounds interesting, I can send you the Notion template that I made, and you just send me the word journey on Instagram, and then I'll send you the link of that Notion template. And whether I not make that goal, I actually already won. And let me tell you why. Because this goal is a tool. It pushes me to make bolder actions, to grow, to keep showing up, even when it's uncomfortable, even when I don't want to do it. And last month, I posted something real and raw about my fear of failure. And a few years ago, I would overthought this for weeks, or actually not posted it at all. Like me recording this, if I'm being honest, it's so scary. Like I'm just pretending that I'm talking to a friend, and that is calming me down a little bit. And sometimes I hope no one is listening, because these things are so scary to do. And I'm still doing it anyway. And someone messaged me saying that it was exactly what they needed to hear. And that's when I realized this is actually the point. Like, it's not the $1 million or euros or whatever, but it's which impact that I'm making. My own growth, but also the growth for other people, and the permission that I give myself and others to show up honestly and just showing up, like not perfectly, but just imperfectly. And that is more than enough. So if you're listening and you're judging me for wanting this, please just unfollow me. Don't listen at my yapping. Like, if you're here, you're like a super fan full of hate. And that's also a fan. But I rather not have these kind of people around me. I'm not here to convince anyone. Like, everyone has to do their own thing. And I'm here to walk my own path and share the story for those who resonate and who relate with me. Maybe not everything, but just like some small things. Maybe you think, oh, I can relate to that. And here's the thing. If you're the type of person who dreams big, but feels held back because of people pleasing, fear of judgment, or you're in the wrong environment, this is your sign to go anyway. Dream stupidly big, loudly, fully, and also messy. And honestly, I'm still scared. I'm scared of a lot of things. I've been away from home now for 6 months, and I left everything I knew. And I'm not where I want to be yet, but I already feel like I've won because I chose me. And if you're still listening, please don't wait until you're ready or you have it all figured out, because you won't. None of us do. And if you think certain people do, that's not true. Everyone is faking it. Everyone is doing like they have the best life ever, but everyone, I think, is having troubles in their life. It's just, yeah, it depends how well you can just leave it for yourself. And you might not feel ready, and that's okay. I'm also not ready, like for a lot of things, like even recording a podcast, I'm also not ready for that, and I'm still doing it. But that's the thing that I remind myself of. You just need to be willing to change your environment. And if you're in a current one that is keeping you small, walking away from people who make you doubt dreams is gonna probably, the best decision that you made. And I can actually confirm this. Because at the end of the day, not chasing your dreams, I think, is actually scarier than failing. And you are allowed to grow. You're allowed to want more. And you are also so capable of doing this. And if I maybe can say one more thing, is that if I have to say something to myself, is that I don't need others' permission to dream this big, but I just need my own permission. And I think that's what held me back for so long, because I didn't give myself the permission. So yeah, if you want to follow this journey, cool. If you don't want to follow this journey, that's also cool. But I'm just gonna document like everything in the process, real and raw. If you think I'm not sharing enough of the process, just send me a text, because sometimes I'm also too scared to share certain things. And I think it's important that also people push me a little bit out of my comfort zone, because sometimes I think I'm going out of my comfort zone, and I get texts from people that it's so bold that I share these things. But then sometimes I'm like, I don't think it's enough out of my comfort zone. I need to go a little bit further, because now I'm actually at the point that I become comfortable going out of my comfort zone, if that makes sense. But yeah, maybe one day I'll hit that goal, and maybe you'll remember this episode or not. Either way, I'll be proud of myself for trying. And if this touched like something inside you, like, please don't let the moment pass and take one little tiny step today. Because I know if I listen to like a very inspiring podcast and I have like loads of ideas and I have to like do certain things, but then suddenly I go on with life and I lose that energy, that's so sad, I would say. Like, because the fact, if you have that energy because you listen to a podcast, you have to put that kind of energy in your dream, you know? And yeah, if you want to share this episode, that would help me too. And you're not too late for starting your dream. You're just getting started. And I think that's also something I remind myself every day. If I see certain pages having actually what I want to have, but they don't have exactly what I want to have, but they have certain elements of things that I want to have. So I remind myself that I'm just getting started. And this was actually the episode of how I'm becoming a millionaire by 30. And yeah, that's it. So I would love to see you in the next episode. But for now, see ya and thank you.